Okay, welcome back to Plain Simple Projects. Today we're doing an unboxing of a Kobalt 40 volt max brushless lawnmower, battery powered, and did a lot of research between gas powered, battery powered. As you've seen in some of our previous videos, we've tried fixing up an old Honda gas mower with some luck, and anyway, moving on to this electric mower. As we looked at the cost differences between electric versus gas, based upon what I needed to do, didn't need a lot, of about a quarter acre of grass. This will cut up to about a half acre, runs about 40 minutes as a pusher with one battery pack. The key is up to 40 minutes. So anyway, let's go open this up. I'll talk you through some of the thought processes as we're making that decision. But the big rub with these battery powered lawnmowers is the battery. And usually the battery for a lawnmower like this is about $130 to $160. So the lawnmower itself is about $250. And anyway, so as I look at the battery pack versus a comparable gas-powered lawnmower, I'm looking basically at about the same cost. The difference is in 3 years, 4 years, 5 years, I'll need to get another battery. Each lithium-ion battery will run for about 300 to 500 cycles, and that's about what we'll get out of it. So looking at the voltage, this is 5 amps running 40 volts maximum. You're looking about a 5 amp hour for 40 volts. It's about, give or take, about 250 watts for an hour, so it's about a quarter kilowatt. So each charge is about a quarter kilowatt. So if we round it up to a half kilowatt, looking at about 5 cents per lawnmower in energy. So it's pretty cheap, compared to what we'd be looking at with gas powered. So the challenge obviously is we'll be paying for it with the battery later. So anyway, so this comes here, it's packaged in this way. This is supposed to be a vertical, supposed to be able to be hung up vertically. We have our instruction manuals here, the battery instruction manual, and then the basic instructions there. So move this over, take a closer look at it. And let's look what we have here is the batteries. So here's the actual battery itself. Close look at that. So that's it. 40 volts or 5 amp hours. It's a lithium-ion battery, so there's a lot of energy in this battery. If you're considering that it's running 40 volts for 5 amps for a whole hour, so basically if we're divided up by 320 volts, that'd be the equivalent of running basically almost 1.5 amps for a whole hour on 120 volts. So that's the battery pack. Put it over here. The charger. Okay. The charger looks like on the Kobalt, so pretty straightforward. Looks like a battery pack. Just fits in here with the actual prongs. So they fit up in here inside these slots, and they fit like this. So that's how we'll do it. Right now the battery is out, so we'll charge that. Look closer at what's remaining. It's not a whole lot of assembly with this. Basically we have essentially the lawnmower and the wheel, or the handle. This is heavier than I expected. It's fairly heavy. Pull this out. Put this here for now. But yeah, it is heavier. Let's use cutters and see if we can release this up here. Maybe. There's one. There we go. Okay, so we're going to put this together and we'll see what that looks like. We got put together. I kind of want to just go over how this thing works. So we've got our, what they call basically the bell line that basically activates it. Got the push to start here. And then if you notice, we basically connected these with the pins here and the screws is screwed on. Let's go to the outside here. This is pretty cool, this feature here. So you pull this out, pull it like this. Do the same thing on the other side too. And let me hold it up for us here. See? And now this thing will adjust. See, here we go. And it will stand up on its own. So it'll stand up and actually sit on this end here vertically on the floor. So it's pretty handy. Saves the space. So anyway, push this back here like this. Sorry, I have the camera trying to get this to show you. So just basically like this. We turn this thing back here and we just connect it. So once again, same type of deal, just connect it and then the pin runs into the slot. So piece of cake. Make sure this to go all the way in. There it goes. Okay. Now, a couple of features I want to kind of talk to you about is we've got the side chute here. It's got a plug in here if we're using it for mulching. If we're not, we put the bag on, remove the plug. It's pretty straightforward. There is a side chute. This piece actually just hooks onto the so there's a pin that this thing rotates on with a spring to close around the basically the port that the grass comes out of for mulching. And then a couple other things to note. We've got basically our levers control the height. The manual is really good about talking about what height works for what. And then we've also got this connected here. See, these are connected here, this height, this bar there. So we basically change it one place here, and that changes the entire all four wheels are readjusted for height. A couple of cool features are the battery goes in here, so you can see where the pins basically plug in down there, and we've got this key. So we plug the key in if we're ready for it to work. That's it. Here's the battery pack, and if the green light is steady, then it's full. If it's blinking, it's actually still charging. So like I said before, this holds about 240 watt hours. So it's essentially almost a quarter of a kilowatt. So pretty cheap for each run. The cost is just in the battery. So anyway, we're going to go ahead and give this thing a shot and see how it does. So 20 inches is the width, and it's about 250 bucks for this particular lawnmower. We used some discount codes and stuff to get down to closer to 200. But anyway, that's it. Hope you enjoyed watching.